Videophone, and I've got great scenic shots that just flip through from one picture to another when the phone's not in use. So it's like a screensaver as it flips through. We've got a 7-inch screen like we talked about when we first started. It was 4 inches, and that was great back then. 3 years ago, that was the best thing you could come out with, and it was wonderful. Here we are a couple of years later. It's a 7-inch high-resolution screen. It's got an auto light sensor, and I'm going to make this quick note for you guys. I got some feedback from our Tier 2 folks. So every now and then, Tier 2 will ask a customer who's having some issues with their video phone to call us with their video phone. Gentlemen, put your shirts on. You are on video. It's not a traditional voice call. We can see you if you can see us. So I told them I'd let you guys know and let them know that your request was to please put your shirts on. But anyway, it does change how you talk. It does change how you communicate. You get up in the morning, you can pick up that phone. Now, if you're going to get up in the morning and pick up that video phone, I mean, there's a privacy button so they can't see you, and you just got to remember to turn that off. If ladies, your makeup's not on and you don't want to be seen, gentlemen, you're not dressed for that meeting that you're supposed to be in the office for. So it's got a great 7-inch screen with high resolution, and there's a sensor in there for the light, so it does adjust to the light. It's got a enhanced phone book, which is pretty cool. It stores up to 300 contacts, so you can put 300 names in there, phone numbers. You can actually take a picture of a person that you're on a video call with, capture that person's image, and then store that with your contact. So next time when you're looking at the contacts, not only will you see the name and the number, but you can see their face. So it's a pretty cool feature. You can sort, search, and group the contacts any way you like. And again, because it's software-driven, this is the first part of it. As time goes on, we will continue to enhance that phone book even more than what it is today, where you can sync it up with your PDA, sync it up with your Outlook, things like that. You can obviously project. Many of you guys have done this. You can project the video phone onto a larger image. It's got the jacks on the back, audio and video. So if you need to project onto a big screen TV or through a projector, a lot of you guys tell me you guys do it today. It works fantastic, and we've left those in there for that sole purpose. We've had people that tell us where they've streamed the actual DVD that you just saw from one location. On their video phone, they connect it to a DVD player. They stream it through. Their high-speed connection comes up on the other video phone on the other end in another city, and they've got it connected to a TV. And so you can do that. Video mail is a fantastic feature. Again, if someone is not home and you're leaving a video message, you are being recorded. You can leave a video greeting, so just like you use a voice greeting. So traditionally, we're used to voicemail where, if you're not there, mine says, "Hi, this is Dave. Not available. Please leave your name, number, and I'll get back with you as soon as possible." Now you can do that as a video message. So if you don't answer, your video clip will show up on their screen, and it's your greeting that says whatever you want to say. Once that clip is finished, they can leave you a video mail. They'll actually see a bar on their end that says video recording in progress, just to remind you that you're being video recorded. Okay, we didn't have that originally, and then through our own testing internally with our employees, we decided it's a good idea, because they're the experts and they forgot they were on video. So we put a little graph up there that says video recording in progress, just to make sure that you guys are aware that is happening. So again, we just want to make sure you guys understand. So because it's so software driven, you can take this anywhere. I've traveled with it before. When I go to Europe or if I go overseas, I can take my either ATA or my video phone and make phone calls there, because just like your cell phone, when you plug it in, no matter where you're at, if you got a high-speed connection, it registers, just like many of you who got your cell phones when you landed in Detroit, you turned your phone back on. The first thing it does, it goes out there and finds its nearest tower, regardless of whether it's Verizon Wireless, AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, it doesn't matter. It's the first thing it does when you turn it on. It says, okay, I'm awake. Where am I? And a lot of your phones will automatically adjust the time. It knows whether you're East Coast or West Coast. It knows exactly where you're at. Okay? And it allows anyone who calls you, regardless of the fact that they're calling a local LA number or a Texas number, it allows to ring here in Detroit. The video phone works exactly the same way. We give you a phone number because that's what we as the masses are used to. It recognizes what's called an IP address. It has its own SIP IP address. That's the main number for it. So when you go from LA to Detroit or Chicago to Miami and you plug your video phone in, whether you're plugging into a different city or for some reason if you've unplugged it at home and are now plugging it back in at home, the first thing it does is says, okay, here I am. Here's my IP address that I'm at right now today, so you can send me those calls, or when I make a call, you know where to go from. So it's really more like a cell phone than a landline. If you took your landline, even if you had a cordless phone, if you went 3 blocks away, it doesn't work. It doesn't move. It's physically connected to your house. So the great benefit is it's software driven. So one day if your video quality isn't quite where you thought it would be, or there's a feature that you've never seen before and the next day it's there, the reason is we do upgrades constantly. So we will upgrade as soon as we get another versions of the software where we think it enhances something, makes something a little bit better, or if we've got a brand new feature. So keep an eye out for the ACN and actions. Obviously, all of that will be sent out, and that's our main way of letting everybody know on the rep side. On the customer sides, we'll send emails, and of course, as we talked about those 3 websites for Canada, Puerto Rico, and the US, it's very important because all of that will be on there as well. Okay? Sign-up process. Pretty simple, all online. We've actually changed the way we do our sign-up process, so we'll go into that. There's really one requirement to have ACN digital phone service, both Videophone as well as ATAs. And how many of you guys still know we do sell ATAs? We give them away, actually, they're part of the service, but the vast, vast, vast majority of our customers are Videophone. So I want to make sure I talk about both, even though Videophone is really what everybody is ordering right now because it's free. There's one requirement. You have to have high-speed internet. And we've had calls that come into their call center, and we'll go through the whole goodwill process with customers that have dial-up, which it's not going to work. They've got DSL Lite or a dial-up accelerator, which is really compression technology, but it's still dial-up. And they've got perhaps satellite high-speed internet. The problem with satellite high-speed internet, it's just not consistent enough to work with a Videophone. Okay, so we want to make sure that you ask the customers, they got to make sure they have pure DSL or cable. The minimum speed is 128. Obviously, the higher they have, the better quality they have. It's just like everything else. If you're on a 4-lane highway, you can go a lot faster than if you're on a 1-lane highway and there's a lot of cars around you. So it's the same thing. We're trying to push a lot of data and video and voice through that pipe. So the bigger the pipe you have, the better the quality is going to be with that call itself. Okay, so the minimum is 128, and you want to make sure they have at least that. They've got the high-speed internet. Otherwise, it's not going to work. They're not going to be happy. You're not going to be happy. And obviously, we're going to go through the whole process of refunding them what they've spent and then getting the phone back. Okay, and it's a complete online process. So everything we do is online, and it is pretty simple. Now, there's a new portal that we put in a couple months ago. It's got a shopping cart. What it does, the main difference between that one and the old one is it allows your customer to complete an order even though all the information might not be processed. In the old days, if the API, which is a technical term, if our connection between us and the address validation, because we have to validate, because remember, the key is, do we have 911 service? If we have 911 service, we can give that customer a digital video phone or an ATA, and they can pick a number that they want. It doesn't have to be in the same area, but they have to have either basic or enhanced 911. So in the old days, if our connection to our address validation software was down, we wouldn't take your order. If our connection to our credit card processor was down, you'd get the page that says, sorry, we've got a system glitch right now, please come back later. So we were making your customers come back if something was down, which we thought, that's an inconvenience, right? You guys are there with them, they're there, they want to order, let's take the order. So if something is down, we're going to take the order. So now what that means, though, that is a great feature. So we're going to take the order, but what that means is that you're going to see some incomplete orders on your PCL. So if you're wondering why the payment is waiting to process, or you wonder why we're validating E911, it's because either something was down, or we actually give your customer the ability now that says when the address validation is up, it'll say something like, hey, are you sure this is the right address? Because we can't find it. Now, we let the customer say, yep, this is my address, because as we all know, the Postal Service, they update it once a month. If you're in a new construction, like I live in a new construction, and you can't Google me or find me anywhere. It's just not updated in the system. So, when I had a taxi come and pick me up for the airport, he called me up for directions because he was lost. He was on the other side of the city because they went through Google to find my address. They typed it in, they gave him another address about 3 cities away. So that happens. That's just normal, right? There's new construction all the time. People are moving in. And so we wanted